Next up, we've got the team that you have been salivating about. Now, I think this team is going to take a massive step back, given the reason why this recruiting class will have such a big impact because of the lackluster of the team that is coming into the SEC this year. That is Oklahoma.
Yeah, the power line. You know, Brent Venables is a defensive coach, defensive mind coach, and he goes out and he gets not one, not two, not three, but 5 defensive linemen. And these guys are something else. And not only just a couple good ones, but 4 of them could start right away. I'm gonna say this: Jaden Jackson is criminally underrated. He's out of IMG. He played right next to Stoney, and this guy is a prototypical 1990s Minnesota Viking, Pat Williams, early 2000s, or Big Gilbert from the Packers in the 90s. I mean, he's just got that old school nose guard frame. And man, you talk about the push up the middle. Everybody's been saying how good Aaron Donald is in the NFL. Well, that's because he gets that push up the middle. Jaden Jackson does the same exact thing. I mean, the guy is a game wrecker. He can clog up a hole. He gets the running back in the backfield 9 out of 10 times. And then you put his brother right there, David Stone, to rip off the edge. My goodness, it is going to be unreal what they are going to put together. Now, they got Danny Okunlola. The only question I have about him is he played in a homeschool league, so you don't know how great the competition was. Probably wasn't very good, but he does have that size, that frame, that length that everybody wants. 6'4", long arms, kind of like a Daniil Hunter for LSU. Just that long, lanky frame. He has a good motor. I just need to see him read plays. He does get caught up in the backfield, and running backs cut it back a time or two. Then you have Nigel Smith. Nigel Smith playing in Texas, elite hand fighter. He is actually going to the same trainer that Aaron Donald goes to when it comes to defensive linemen. And this guy's going to flash. He's going to flash a lot. He's got a high motor. He's going to have to put on some weight. He's going to have to get up to 270, 280. But with that big frame, 6'5", it's not going to be a problem. I actually think Nigel is probably going to be the sack leader of the bunch when it comes to those guys. And then you got Wyatt Gilmore out of Minnesota. He's a lunch pail type of kid, high motor. They'll throw a screenplay and he's 10 yards back behind the field and he'll go up and make the tackle. He never gives up. I really like this kid. He needs to polish up on his pass rushing moves a little bit. But that's it. But the power line is something that's going to be absolutely incredible for Oklahoma. The defense struggled this year, and the best way to help out your DBs is a good defensive line, and they have a good one.
And we got Purple Orca showed us colors here saying Boomer Sooner. They sleep on us, but once those dudes get a year or two, they're going to be good. Stone and Jackson together have been a long time for us Sooner fans since we had an elite defensive line. David Stone, we're familiar with him, obviously being an IMG kid that is somewhere close to myself here in St. Augustine, Florida. And so we're familiar with those guys, and obviously he was a big target for Florida at one time, but ultimately went to Oklahoma. So again, I'd say they are going to take a step back, but they did a phenomenal job in recruiting this year. I think Brent Venables is an absolute dog. Offensively, though, with losing their offensive coordinator and Dylan Gabriel, I have some questions, I have some concerns, but they're going into a new conference where defense is king, in my opinion. So they're going the right direction with where they're headed thus far.